Welcome back to the Dos Leprechauns podcast, the post-game show for Notre Dame versus Pitt. Notre Dame absolutely dominates Pitt from start to finish. Well, I guess not finished since they got a junk touchdown, time expiring. 37-15, that's the most points Pitt's given up this year. And the Irish dominate on pretty much all sides of the ball except for, the whole missed field goal thing again. But that's going to come to bite us back if they don't figure that out. But other than that, everything went perfectly for the Irish. Great game plan, great everything. Nate, what were the numbers on our total offense? Because I heard a lot of chatter from Pitt fans, Texas Tech fans, et cetera, that said that Pitt was going to run all over us and that Heinz was going to dice us up.
So we had 387 total yards of offense, 175 rush yards, and 212 passing yards.
Wow.
Pitt had 219 yards total.
Okay. And a lot of them were on that last junk series.
Yeah. Wow. They didn't convert on a single third down. That's crazy. Pitt didn't. They were 0 for 13. That's crazy. This was also the lowest point total by Pitt this year on offense with 15. Their next closest was 24 against
Sean Hagan on YouTube. I got to chit-chat with this. Their coach is a hoe. What up, Nate?
What's up? But yeah, that's ridiculous. A timeout with 8 seconds left after. Yeah, I don't know. That's so lame. Like, we already clearly had our second teamers in there. You needed your boy Eli Holstein or whatever to get some confidence. So
yeah, I did call I think what was correct offensive player of the game for me. Eli Reardon was my pick. How do you end up doing? Give me Reardon stats.
Yeah, he had a really good game. He was 6 for 67 receiving yards. 6-7. I had to do it. Close to a touchdown a few times. He had a good amount of targets too, and I think that's a sign of the relationship him and CJ are building. And especially with that one weird pass on 4th and goal at the one when they threw it to Eli on 4th down.
Mm-hmm.
So, you look at the score, Notre Dame won by 22, but they left 10 points on the board.
They left 10 points on the board, that last second touchdown in junk time.
Yeah, so they easily could have won by a lot more. So that's probably my only frustration about this game is that they could have won by more, but I'm not going to complain too much.
Obviously, you can give some love to Love, and Malachi Fields had a great game today too. Can you give us love? And
7 for 99 for Malachi for 2 touchdowns. J.Love was nuts. 23 for 147 rushing yards and 20 receiving yards.
Wow. Did you give us Fields numbers already?
Yeah.
Okay. Fields was automatic today. I mean, the guy is just getting better and better, and that connection is getting better and better between the two. Good comment here from Brian Campbell, as always. Great win. Defense A+, offensive A-. Denbrock C-. Once again, Denbrock poops the bed in the red zone with that rollout play, which it's the definition of insanity. Just it keeps going, never works, and we still continue to do it. Mac Utterback says, I don't mind the timeout by Pitt. Steve Franchi says Narduzzi may be the most unlikable coach in college currently. I would argue that it's still what's his name? Oh my God,
Brian Kelly?
No, Lincoln Riley. I still hate that guy a lot.
I wouldn't have minded the timeout by Narduzzi if they hadn't have run the ball on 3rd and 10 on the previous play. It was just stupid.
If you weren't watching, A&M came back, pretty huge comeback actually, ended up beating South Carolina, so they remain undefeated, which is great for us. I think did Navy end up winning?
That was down to the wire.
Okay, Navy was up on South Florida. Somebody said Northwestern stand up. What's going on?
So Navy won by 3.
Okay.
Northwestern is beating Michigan at Wrigley Field by 1.
Oh, I love that.
Michigan's pretty much in field goal position though. It's 3rd down. It's about 40 seconds left.
Brian Campbell, once again, you need a half yard and have the best 2-back combo in the country, and you go shotgun. With a pass, with a rollout pass, nonetheless. CJ today was kind of a mixed bag, but for the most part, I think he was really good. The first pick that he had, unfortunately, it was just kind of a rookie freshman mistake or redshirt freshman mistake where he had Eli coming over on, I think, a slant route, and the linebacker just made a really, really good play on the ball. The second pick was not good, but it happens. But he still threw for how many touchdowns?
2 passing touchdowns and 212 passing yards.
And he had a rushing touchdown as well.
Yeah.
So another great game for our redshirt sophomore. He's continuing to get confidence. He just looks more and more confident every time I see him. He doesn't get flustered. You're on the road at Pitt. It was loud at first, and he just was out there composed like a seasoned veteran. Yep. Richard Deerkin says, I hate that TD at the end. Hard to determine who's more hated, BK or Lincoln. I guess Lincoln is BK is not coaching anymore. Good call. Let's see. Pat McCormick, Patty says, "Let's go Irish. Came to play today, baby." Yeah, they put aside the sluggish start against BC and the sluggish start against Navy, and absolutely were on from start to finish. That's the kind of game that we're going to need the last 2 regular season games, and then hopefully as we get into the first round of the playoffs, or if we get a bye, which we want. See.
Are there buys anymore?
I don't know. Let's go. Okay. Richard Durkin says, no offense. He's in the 10th game. He's no longer a true freshman. That's true.
I mean, he technically still is, but I get it.
What's going on here? Oh, okay. We already got that one. Great preparation on both sides of the ball. And on freaking Schuler, fantastic birthday present for me. Yeah, once again, happy birthday to our good friend Amber Sullivan. Hope to see you next week at Syracuse. Happy birthday. And Schuler, with that interception return on a 2-point conversion to give us 2 additional points, was awesome. You don't see that a whole lot, so it was great to see a kid like Schuler make that happen. And what else can be said about my guy Tate? I've been singing his praises for months, and if not a full year when I saw him coming. He was injured all last year, didn't get to play. Man, he's made his presence well. He has now 4 interceptions, and of course the pick 6 today was amazing. Let's see. Wish we could have scored more, but I cannot complain. We got to show we want to play in the CFP. That's from Ryan Holland. Let's see. Sean Hagan. Wait, y'all coming to Syracuse? Yeah, we'll be there for Syracuse. We get in on Thursday. We'll be in the South Bend probably early Thursday afternoon, hanging out Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then we'll be jumping on an early flight Sunday to get back here to Zona by early afternoon Sunday. Let's see. Patty McCormick. Pitt defense actually is pretty good. They made us earn it. Ideally, Carr could have burned them a little more through the air, though. If you want to be nitpicky, Patty, geez. Happy birthday again to Amber. That's from Brett Boyson. Sean Hagan, see you there, brother. Always look forward to seeing you. I'll sit on your shoulders for a midnight drum circle, Uncle Sean. See Carmel Humphrey. How Dimbrock is not pumping the screen now, it's befuddling. Yeah, we start the season off with screen after screen after screen, and now we don't run a screen when it seems to like to be the most opportune time. I don't know. It is what it is. But
we tried to run it when CJ threw that pick 6.
Yeah, you really can't complain. But yeah, there's little things, but I think we're fine. Evan Mandragon said, "I'm telling you that 4th goal play was caca." Yeah, absolutely. 4th and goal. Sorry, Evan. Yeah, I agree. It was definitely caca.
Michigan just won.
That sucks. Stacey York says, "Proud of these kids. Those 2 roughing the passer calls at the end were BS." Yeah, they're just they're trying to get out of there. I don't know. It was a weird one. Dimbrock is not the dude. Something is off. That's from Carmel Humphrey. Also, Jesse Moreno, please fix the kicking game. We are going to need it. Yeah, excuse me. Who knows? I don't think let's hope we don't need it these last 2 games. We're not going to be in some sort of back and forth with these 2 teams we finish off with, but. Yeah, in the playoffs, if we make it, you're going to have that kicking game improved. I heard them say today that they brought in a psychologist and all this other stuff. Like, Justin Yoon's got to have some availability left. Call our boy Justin Yoon, get him out there, let him finish his eligibility and take us to a run to the finals, because it's really, really embarrassing. And that's got to be embarrassing for the guys too. We're not trying to harp on anybody, but you get a scholarship to go play at the greatest university in the history of mankind. You got to be able to learn to kick. What else you got? Tackle. Pull up that defense, please. Let's see our tackle count. I know Drake Bowen had a good game. KVA, of course, was all over the field. Boubacar had a good play. Josh Burnham, I want to highlight and really call out Josh Burnham. He had a great game. Started off the game on that first series with a big sack. I think he had another sack, maybe half a sack. Yeah. But yeah, he was all over the place.
Snead was actually the leading tackler with 6.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Let's see. Burnham had 2 sacks. Tay Johnson with the pick 6. And yeah.
Gus making it sound like they are world champions. Gus is the most disliked announcer in my book. Yeah, seriously. Let's see. Brett Boyson, please go to LB Lounge for drinks after Syracuse game and take some pics. We usually go before, like on Friday or whatever, but yeah, maybe we'll have to do that. I don't know. We'll see. We have a good friend of ours that's going to be coming for their first game. And we plan to show them a great time. So hopefully we'll be able to see some of you guys out at the backer. And, of course, our tailgate hosted by Irish JTL. Look for directions on that. But we'll be going live from the tailgate and having a great time using the champ ski that our boy Nick Boyd created for us. Bowen was tested today. Yeah, and I thought he did pretty good. Let's see. Brian Campbell. So a couple of people asking about where we think we'll be in the college playoff rankings. We were 9 this most recent time, right? I think we'll go to 8. I don't think they'll bump us up to 7. I'm going to say 8. But again, that there can be a lot said for what happens the rest of this weekend. So we'll see. Let's see. Man, Richard Dickin's coming some heat today. Iowa leading USC. I hate to cheer for the Trojans. Hate having to cheer for USC. Yeah, I'm sorry. I can never cheer for the Trojans. I want them to lose at everything. Chess, checkers, intramural scrimmages. I don't care. I want them to lose at literally everything. So I just can't. I know it's selfish because it's strength of schedule, but F those guys to hell. Sorry, but the referees suck. Just saying, kids play great. I didn't think the refs were that bad today. I mean, I also like the fact that they take you
the command center.
The command center. Yeah. That's really cool to me. Like, it's nice to hear them actually deliberating with each other, and not just saying, "Well, Ted, I think you missed that." It's nice to kind of hear some of those things going on.
There was only a couple of calls that I thought were a little outrageous, but otherwise it was fine.
Let's see. Carmel Humphrey thinks we'll be ranked 8th. That's what I'm thinking too, Carmel.
I don't ranked 7th.
I don't know. Or A&M winning obviously going to help, but we need some guys to lose. All Trojans need to be busted from Brian Campbell. Let's see. So this thing needs a confidence boost. All Trojans. Here we go. A couple of questionable offensive play calls, but overall an enjoyable game to watch. Go Irish. That's from Roger Weatherall on Facebook. Yeah, I mean, obviously the Denbrock calls in the goal in the red zone once again were kind of questionable. I personally didn't like the fact. I understand we were trying to score more points, but I didn't like seeing CJ and Jeremiah Love out there late into the fourth quarter because we got to keep those guys healthy at all costs. Hopefully next week we'll be able to put Syracuse down for a nap really early, and we can bring in Kenny Minchie and let Jadarian Price and Aeneas Williams and Jabron Payne for that matter go off. But I really want to see us protect those guys as much as we can. Let's see. Wayne Smith from YouTube, one of our admin on Dos Leprechaun, says, I can't remember what they called in their locker room before the game. What? Wayne, what are you talking about?
I don't know.
Can you remind me, Jason? I don't know. Can you clarify what you're talking about there?
I don't know.
Wayne, yeah. Let's see. These late hits on the QB are rough. Yeah, CJ has been taking a couple late hits. It's like he's playing like friggin' Justin Herbert back there, getting hit left and right, and nobody's calling it. Let's see. Roger Weatherall agrees with me, nor did I want them playing with a huge lead. Yeah, I was not great to see those guys in there that late in the game. I was not loving that. But somebody had a comment earlier I wanted to see. Michigan with a field goal opportunity with 2 seconds left. We already know that they won. Michigan won. That's too bad. It's always good for them to be sad and lonely. Not me. I want USC winning and losing to us every year. Wouldn't that be humiliating? Yeah, we're their dad at this point. Evan Mondragon says, Great Hot needs a rest for a playoff run. Yeah, what do you think? I mean,
I don't know. I have no idea. I've never been this at a loss for much Notre Dame, but I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
Yeah, it's tough. It's really tough. I mean, he's hurt obviously, but he's still out there. You see him pumping up his teammates and everything. But yeah, it's a mystery where he's at, what he's doing. Jagasaw, somebody's asked about Jagasaw earlier. I don't think we're going to see Jagasaw during the regular season. I really don't think we'll need to. But if he's healthy and fully healthy and ready to go for a playoff run, I think you got to play that guy. He's a freak of nature.
Yeah.
Terry Holmes said, should we have pulled the starters out? I definitely think we should have. But maybe it's just the fact that I've seen Friday Night Lights 300 times and know what happened with Booby Miles. Let's see. Late in the game, Frank McGrath says, surprisingly, Faison had a quiet game, but Fields and Reardon really stepped up. Yeah, great point. And Frank, you were one of the ones calling a blowout, so kudos to you. Kudos to Nate. Joke's on me. I thought it was going to be a 1-point game. I was obviously wrong. But, I'm always happy to be wrong when it comes to the Irish winning. I think I saw Carr under center today. How crazy is that? I saw him under center twice, I think.
Yeah. Once
on that 4th down call in the end zone, I think it was. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, he was definitely under center at least twice. Faison had a good game with special teams. He did. Yeah, he had a good return. Never called illegal pick or offensive PI on the Pitt Kittens. Yeah, there was a couple on that as well.
I don't even know what offensive PI is anymore. So many teams run that pick route. And it's never called. So
the pick route thing is always such a bad memory for me with the whole. Oh, so Douglas Johnson on Facebook says, nice cupcake win today, LOL. So a little history of this guy. Doug is a perennial Notre Dame hater, claims to be an SC fan, yet he talks about SC's strength of schedule, so that's kind of a weird flex. But yeah, let's educate Doug Johnson on if this game was a cupcake or not, because Pitt was ranked 22nd. They were at home. They were rolling. Their new quarterback was 5-0 as a starter. They had beat some pretty quality teams, so that was not a cupcake win. When you've got some ignorant college football fans like Doug Johnson out there, I guess you can understand why you might think that. And just for that, Doug, I'm going to have to take this out on you on fantasy tomorrow. I played Doug in fantasy
terrified.
next week.
He is terrified.
Pitt may play for an ACC title. Yeah, they very well could be playing for an ACC title. So that would, I guess, a win over a cupcake in an ACC champion, that's a weird flex too.
That would probably be, 2 teams that we played that are in the at least a title game?
Carmel Humphrey, number 22 is a cupcake now. Okay. Yeah, exactly. You can sense the sarcasm there because that is just such a horrible take. Yeah, USC, A&M, Miami, Boise State, Pitt, and even Navy won today. So they're 8-1 now?
Yeah.
So you got
8-2 because they lost to North Texas.
Oh, that's right. Good call. Oh yeah, and us. Yeah. So Navy's 8-2, Pitt's now 7-3, A&M's undefeated, Miami's got 2 losses. So this is not a cupcake schedule.
And you really can't put the blame on the cupcake schedule for the Syracuse game because Syracuse was a good team last year and they brought in Steve Angeli. So how would you have known that Steve Angeli would have went down?
Love for Heisman. We got to make that trend, guys. There's a Heisman competition that we've shared a couple times. If you haven't already voted for that, please do, because they have the Heisman and then they have the fan vote, and Love's not even in the top 9 right now, which is freaking embarrassing.
There's a kicker above him.
I know. Well, not anymore. He's off now. But
really?
For the size of the fan base that Notre Dame has and the number of fans that Jeremiah Love independently has, he should be in the top 3, especially for a fan vote. So, crazy. Let's see here. IU wouldn't have beaten them by that much. Sorry, not sorry. I don't think so either, actually. What's IU score? Did
they dominated? It was 31-7, I think.
Tim Wrigley says Freeman has this team peaking at the perfect time, just like last year. Could not agree more, Tim. That's a great point. Awesome last name, by the way, Tim. If you're a relation, that's really cool. But either way, that's really cool last name. But yeah, Freeman last year, we lose to Northern Illinois in the second game of the season, then come out and rattle off 10 wins in a row. Yep. And now this year we lose the first 2, and now we've won 8 in a row. And quite frankly, it would be very tough for Syracuse or Stanford to beat us at this point. Yeah. I hope it's not close. Probably will be with our luck, but I don't see us stopping. So that would fantasy booking here. Looking ahead. We'd be looking at 10-2 at the end of the year. It'll be very interesting to see how some of our opponents finish up. But I don't see any scenario if we went out of us not making the playoffs.
No, me either. And there's still some chaos in front of us that can happen later in the games today and, the rest of the season.
So, maybe Douglas Johnson can give us his football wisdom on this question from Carmel Humphrey. Navy beat number 24 USF team, LOL. Who's the cupcake in that matchup? So, Doug, Nick, your Whisper Bro, can you guys let us know who would the cupcake be in that game? Because they're both ranked. Just checking. Let's see. Take a drink of some gin and tonic, my friend. Clears the throat. Yeah, I don't know what got my throat there. That was weird. Let's see. Jeremiah Love not being in the top is like Taylor Swift not winning a 2025 Emmy.
No comment.
Emmy? Yeah, you mean comment. Grammy? Yeah, that's a given. She wins them all. This one from Brian Campbell, Jeremiah Love. Heisman Love. That's actually kind of cool. That might be a t-shirt. Should we make a t-shirt?
No, because with your luck, he'll lose. Or
he'll get hurt or something.
Yeah.
Palmer giving Young some love, sharing stories of his father was cool. Yeah, the Bryant Young and Bryce Young connection with Bryce. Bryce almost got a big boy interception, by the way, and probably would have taken it to the house.
I still don't get him dropping coverage. Though.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I just don't get that.
Oh, here we go. Brett Boyson with an Ash pun. You can bet your ash we own the kittens today. Attaboy, Brett. Attaboy. Brett and Brian Campbell are the top commenters of the year for us. Ooh, we should do awards at the end of the year. Yeah. What are the chances of a home playoff game? It's possible, in my opinion. I think so, too. Again, it's going to just depend on who does what in front of us. I mean, I think if A&M keeps winning, if Miami can figure something out and get into the ACC title game and maybe win it, that's obviously going to help. If Pitt can go ahead and win out some of these other teams, SC could be playing in the Big 10, Big 12 championship. I don't know what damn conference they're in. Who cares? Who knows? We could get a home game. And I'm telling you right now, if Notre Dame gets a home game this year, we will not miss this year. Last year, we were doing everything we could to go, but freaking the weather had it to where it said, if you fly, you're going to get delayed. Your flight may get canceled. If you drive, you're going to get snowed in. Like, it just was not working for us. And then turns out it wasn't an issue, but we are never missing that again. I was disappointed in us for not going to that. Let's see. Caleb Moreno, I like this comment. I formally apologize to Chris Ash for the slander at the beginning of the year. Caleb, I don't think you need to apologize. I don't think anybody does. It was really bad at the start of the year. And quite frankly, I'm not 100% convinced that Marcus Freeman isn't really the one calling the plays.
I don't know. I really don't know. I think it's more – I think there's a good mix of Mickens and Ash calling plays than there was. I think at the start of the year it was 100% Ash, and he tried to, bring in a different style of play calling. And then, Freeman said, hey, man, this obviously isn't working. Let's switch it up.
Maybe. I just think that you went from some real struggles in the first part of the Purdue game and then the first two games to coming out in the second half of the Purdue game on fire and not letting up since. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. We're kicking Ash. Brett Boyson says, you don't have a hair on your ash if you think Indy isn't deserving of the Natty. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. I can't qualify as a top commenter because sometimes you guys go live and it's like 4 or 5 a.m. for me here. Roger, where do you live, man? If it's 4 or 5 a.m. for you, you must be like, Alaska? I don't know. Where are you at? I don't know what time zone it is. I'm dumb. Patrick McCormick, again, another shout out for Patty. He's one of our Dos Leprechauns administrators. Also, he's a cancer warrior. He's beating the piss out of cancer, like the fine Irishman that he is. He's a real beauty. But he said HCMF did a great job supporting Ash and fixing the problem. The coaches stayed together, and so did the players. Good comment, Patty. Patty also does our halftime thoughts post, so good stuff on that. Roger, you're in Italy. Are you is that where you've lived, or are you working there on a military deployment or something? 4 or 5 a.m. is dedication. Yeah, if you're jumping on our show at 4 or 5 a.m. live, you're definitely winning something at the end of this year for our dosies. No, that's terrible. We got to come up with a name for the end of the year awards for Dos Leprechauns. We can send some statues or something to the players that win the awards.
Just give it to the players. What is this?
All jokes aside, Ash's defense has been putting up stats, and I don't know if I should still be on the fence or not.
I don't think so. I don't think you need to be on the fence. I think he's proven it that, he went against some really good offensives, Pitt, Arkansas, and he really the defense dominated.
Yeah, that's true.
And like I said before the game, in today's game, my biggest thing is the defense has to take over, and the defense took over.
Doug Johnson says Cupcake Award. Wow. I just don't even know what to do with that one. Defense is playing too comfortable. Looks like they're running last year's defense. Bet MF, MM are collaborating with Ash. So, yeah, Mickens and Freeman. Mickens, once again, if you don't remember, is the assistant defensive coordinator, which is so weird. But I just hope that he keeps hanging on and doesn't leave, and he can be the DC when Chris Ash leaves, whenever that might be.
Yeah.
Let's see. I've jumped on your show at that time once or 39 times. Wow, that is freaking awesome, Roger. We really, 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 really appreciate that.
Hats off.
Hope we don't let you down. Adam Rothenberger, come on, all the fans, don't sell yourself short. If it wasn't for us, Ash would have never turned it around. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we were the ones that caused him to turn around. I don't think he got any pressure from Freeman or Mickens or Bavakwa. I think it was because of Dos Leprechauns podcast that he decided to turn things around.
What else are you going to listen to on your drive home?
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Let's see. Oh, this is Brett Boyson. Ash deserves a pat on the Ash. Okay, that's a good one too. Let's see. Dos Notre Dame Fan Award. That's got some potential. Let's see. I think we're going to go ahead and end it here, guys. Again, dominating performance for the Irish over Pitt. We got Syracuse next week. I hope to see a lot of you there. We'll be tailgating in the normal spot. We'll post that stuff. We'd love to meet as many of you can. We're going to have a few, very, very few shirts out there. This new Defend South Bend logo. You've probably seen it before. It's new and improved thanks to our buddy Ken Murphy, who's been doing some updates on some of these things. So we'll have some of those out at the tailgate, and we'll have some sort of contest to where you can grab one of those shirts. They're really, really nice. So we'll have those ready to rock and roll. But yeah, look forward to seeing you guys next week. Everybody have a blessed rest of your weekend. Love you guys. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for the support. And yeah, we'll see everybody in South Bend next Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And go Irish, beat Syracuse.